80/20/365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. This is Living Your Life Well Planned, the 80/20/365 success system. Its inventor is here with us again. He's my pal, Adam Vincent Gilmer. I'm Gene Velitis. I'm your host of the podcast. And if you're watching us live, hey, hi on Facebook today. We're recording this on a Sunday. And Adam, in the previous episode, mentioned a very, very important word, and it's success. There's 5 tenets to success. Before we get to that, though, I want to remind you, go to Adam's website, check out the bank system. This is a system which will help increase your sales. And we have, cases that we can verify where people have increased their sales up to 300%. So you want to take a look at that. And also, if you don't have one yet, I'm sure you do, though, get your daily planner from Adam's site. It's about $1 a day, as we like to say. And it's what you need to use with this free program. Okay, Adam, great to have you back. And how do I have success? You've come up with, I think, 5 great tenets, I call them, or recommendations. They are mindset, be consistent, law of attraction, work ethic, and show up. So let's talk about mindset. Where do we have to get focused? What's that mindset have to be?
All right. Well, once again, good morning, good evening, wherever you are watching around the world. I know we've been consistent on the Facebook lives to make this work, but if you're watching on the different podcasts and what have you, we break it up. Okay, mindset. It's important that people realize that you've got to put in more, or you got to get more from somebody else's life experience, maybe even yourself. Learning to be not only positive, but how to handle your disappointments, and also getting the right information so that you can organize, manage, have you make a successful day happen. And where does that come from? That comes from, the type of thinking that you're putting out. And what's really interesting is, this morning when I woke up, my first thought was, man, can't wait to do these live events today. Because, this is how we share, this is how we get information out there so people can take a look, get more serious and say, okay, listen, I want more information. I didn't arrive here, Gene. I have this little saying that says the man or woman who is at the top of the mountain didn't fall there. Okay. And didn't parachute out of a plane.
Ooh, I like that a lot. I like that one.
Thanks. They had to climb. They, scuffed an elbow or knees or, lost a finger, whatever the case is. They specifically went after it and going after the summit. And that's the same thing. Your mindset, when most people are thinking about, let's say the people that came before us in this great country, when they crossed over the land, they're probably thinking like, it's not that difficult. They're in a wagon and horses and what have you. And I'm thinking like, who on God's earth would like to do that today? Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's my point. Their mindset was different. Okay. And for most people watching this, and we talked about this in the other episodes, you have to have the mindset that this stuff is real. How do I get more information? And keep an open mind. And if you don't keep an open mind, I can't help you with that. If you're watching and we're intriguing and the information is intriguing to you, that's part of maybe your dream, your subconscious talking to you that's been nagging at you saying, hey, you need to change your life, you need to do something different, or maybe even asking for things to change. This is the message. Mindset creates everything. It's like leadership in business. How do you get the mindset? You surround yourself with people that are on a similar mission that you're on. And by doing so, you start to think and learn and become part of the group or organization. And the thinking trues you up. And that creates the great mindset. By the way, there's amazing books. Obviously, daily planner and what have you. I'm a big advocate of planning out days and making things work for the month or the year. And this gives you a guide to follow, which is helping the mindset develop. With a terrible mindset, thinking you can't do it, you're absolutely correct. You will never become successful thinking that you cannot achieve something. Elon Musk wouldn't have landed that rocket. I'm pretty sure he didn't land it. He had a team do it, but the rocket on the bobbing barge out there and he landed it. And by the way, he blew some up. So he's had failures too. So I want everyone to understand that failure is part of success. But if you fall down 7 times, get up 8, that's a mindset, right? It's not going to, you're not going to stay down. And these are the concepts, the ideas, the things that we talk about so that people can keep their head together while they go through and navigate the difficulty as well as the success.
Yeah. And by the way, if you want to get a bibliography that Adam suggests, go to his website and just search back, I think about 10 episodes. We did a whole great bibliography of fantastic books to read to give you a good mindset. Okay, number 2 out of the 5 is be consistent.
All right. So, going to the gym once, not going to do it, right? Getting on a diet for one meal, not going to do it, even for the day. There has to be consistency. And consistency is important because one, it's you have to make a commitment to see it through, finish it to the end. Kevin Hart's video is making it around on all the social media, and he says, we don't start something and then not finish it. And that's the whole point. The whole point is to get involved, stay consistent, and learn new habits over time. These things I call habitudes. It's also a mindset, but now they become habit, which is like, teaching dogs to sit or stand or, lay down, what have you. They become consistent. It's consistently done over time. And the mind learns. And by the way, the mind likes consistency, especially success consistency, because it's not failing. It's actually attracting to itself more success. This is an important feature. People have to understand that if you're not consistent, if you don't have a daily routine, if you don't have things that are familiar to the way the mind works, it becomes a little unsure. And that's not what you want in success. You want a deliberate focus to move yourself through from A to Z. And is it hard? No. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it simple and easy? It can be, depending on how you're thinking. And here's the best part, is that you can do it. You've got to push yourself and focus yourself on the right things to do. And by doing some of the things we talk about in our early episodes, and getting a planner, having a daily routine, doing things a certain way, you bring about consistency in your life. And then people say, I had somebody say, I should have joined your sales organization years ago, I'd be massively successful. I say, why don't you join today and stop using that excuse? Because the training from years ago is the same training today. The difference is that thousands of people are practicing it versus maybe what that individual is doing on a daily basis. Consistency is key to success.
Number 3 is one of my all-time favorites because I just believe in it just beyond belief. It is the law of attraction. And the one thing I've noticed about the law of attraction, Adam, is that you have to be careful with your language and what you're saying. I know a lot of people who say things like, oh, well, we're never going to get out of debt. And, the universe doesn't discriminate. And when you say you're never going to get out of debt, the universe goes, okay, let's keep them in debt. People say, I'm never going to lose this weight. Okay, keep them chubby. But, if you say things like, abundance flows into my life with ease, well, the universe says, pay this man. So talk about the law of attraction.
All right. So with the 80-20-365 system, and also what we teach, globally, and you can go and check out all the other podcasts and things that we've done, and you'll find out that we have a specific way of running. What's the importance of doing all this? The importance is that you as an individual, you're probably looking to make some kind of a change in life. And I can't snap my fingers, Gene, and bring about change. I'm not a Houdini. I'm not a magical thing. I don't have sleight of hand or what have you. It's called, consistent over time work. And a lot of people misunderstand this concept and saying, what do they really have to do versus currently what they're doing. And I can't, make a person jump out of bed and become successful. That's not what I'm here to do. My job is, yes, we have an opportunity. Yes, you can take advantage of it. Yes, there's consistency. Yes, there's mindset. But best of all is, you deciding what's best and moving your life forward. And that's the message that we want to get across to people in this particular segment. Why? Because I don't make up your mind for you. You do.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're watching this or listening to the podcast on Apple or Spotify, and if you're saying something like, I want to work with a guy like that, well, guess what? Adam wants to work with a person like you. Law of attraction, very simple. Number 4 out of 5, I love this one too, work ethic. Very, very important.
All right. So, what got me up this morning? I would like, some people say, why are you up so early on a Sunday morning? Well, I've got responsibilities, but I learned a long time ago that the price for greatness is responsibility. And in order to have a strong work ethic, you've got to ask yourself, are you doing enough every single day? I was watching the late Kobe Bryant online talk about his training regimen. He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning and he goes through this segment where he says, listen, I go to the gym, he works out, he practices his shots, he does all this stuff. And then at the end of his period, he goes, end of his talk, he says, do you see how much more I fit in to my day? Now, I'm pretty sure Kobe, with, I want to say self-driven and what have you, but like he had a reason for getting up and going after it. Call it purpose. I'd like to redefine that and say work ethic. Goals, dreams give you the right kind of motivation and determination. And then there's something that's ticking inside of you that says you can be better. And all of you have this going on, even if you're, watching this for the first time. The development of work ethic is getting around people who are consistently doing what they say they're doing over a longer period of time. And how do you develop work ethic? I understand it's much easier to lay in a nice, warm, cozy bed. I get it, man. I understand. But that's not going to bring about your goals and your dreams of what you really, really want to achieve. You got to get up. Sometimes it's cold outside. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you didn't get enough sleep from the night before. You've got a family, there's kids, there's these other things, but your work ethic has got to be strong. You have to have a concrete, definite will to say, let's go and make my day or my life happen. And that work ethic can be developed. It's a matter of, I don't look at alarms anymore. I look at them as my wake up reminder. When I wake up, the first thing I think about is, hey, God, thanks for the new day. I get to go out and live today. And that's the beauty of it. The work ethic side of me is like, one day I will not be on this planet, and neither will the people listening to this particular event today. But you know what? While you're here, make that time count. Have a strong work ethic. And the way you develop a strong work ethic, Gene, is having purpose statement, goals and dreams written down. And just so everybody knows, like, people think I'm joking about this. No, I have all my stuff written down specifically, okay, so that we can go out and make things happen. Once again, the focus, the consistency, the mindset has developed a strong work ethic. And the other people that helped me to develop a strong work ethic was both my mother and my father. They had strong work ethic. In fact, in our family, even though I'm in the direct sales industry, my two younger brothers have their own businesses as well. And you know what, Gene? We're all multimillionaires. And that was instilled from our parents at a young age, that you have to show up. There's chores, there's things which developed the work ethic that we're specifically talking about.
The great thing about a work ethic is if you don't really have one, you're right. You can develop one, you can get trained into it. People will help you every single step along the way. But when it really kicks in, oh man, it's just like when a child learns how to walk and all of a sudden it's walking like crazy and it's smiling and laughing. Like when Adam and I record these podcasts and the video podcast, I get up on the day we're doing them and I'm charged up. It's just like I'm sitting in my computer on the Zoom call, like I can't wait to get here. And you'll feel the same way too about that, which segues beautifully into the final point for this episode 67. And I love this one. Show up. Just show up.
All right, we starting 67 now. Should we go? Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. This is the final one of 67. Yeah.
Okay. So the other point. Sorry, my bad. So showing up. So look, over my career in the direct sales industry, I've missed 2 planes. And oh my gosh, I don't even know how many planes however many I've caught. And by the way, the reason that I've missed 2 planes is I was listening to somebody else versus taking the lead and doing it myself, making sure I was early. And it's for most people, they probably don't fly as much as what I have globally and around the world, but believe me when I tell you I've traveled. So showing up, you know what's funny when you go to board a plane? If you're late, they take off without you. In fact, once that passenger manifest has been signed off and handed over, okay, you ain't getting on that plane. Okay, I mean, it's not going to happen. Maybe an act of Congress, maybe not. But you've got to show up. So here's what I tell people to do. Sometimes going to the meeting, it's tiring. Logging in is tiring. It's like, oh my God, I didn't get enough sleep, what have you. But here's the best thing. The reason why you want to show up, the body figures out really quick. The brain knows you're awake and it says, okay, and it focuses you depending on what the stimulus is, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's better to show up often and over time, early versus late. Be there when you said you're going to be there. Make it happen. Make the phone call. Send the text message. Write the email, because that way you're showing up. Take the personal responsibility. I would rather have, if you're, using tennis as an example, I'd rather have, if you hit the tennis ball, to me, I'd rather hit the tennis ball back into your court, knowing that it has to be handled by you, because my responsibility was I showed up and I hit the ball, and that responsibility was passed back on so we can accomplish. But showing up is vitally important to being successful in your day, in your life, in your relationships with your kids, everywhere. Just show up, be there, do it, even if you're tired. And by the way, I did this one trip one time back to South Africa, and I flew over to Dubai, then Dubai, the long trip down to South Africa. And we're sitting at, I think it was a lunch meeting. I was exhausted, tired, what have you. And the teams I was meeting with, saw me falling asleep, Gene, okay? And you know what was great is like, they knew my intentions were correct. They knew that I had traveled globally around the world. And they're like, hey, Adam, go get some rest. We'll see you in 4, 5, 6 hours, and we'll, do breakfast or whatever it was, dinner, whatever the time, I can't remember it right now. You know what? And I appreciate that. But the thing is, I won the respect of my fellow men and women because I showed up even though I was exhausted, which leads to work ethic and the other 5 items that we discussed.
Yeah. And speaking of showing up, Adam and I also have another little expression. On time is late for leaders. Be early, be early. So episode 67, how do I have success? Mindset, be consistent. Use the law of attraction, work ethic, and finally, show up. But on time is late for leaders. So with all of this information, you may be asking yourself, why isn't everyone in network marketing? And we're going to hit on that next, coming up on episode 68. This is Living Your Life Well Planned. Make sure you visit the website, 80/20/365.com. Order your daily planner. You're going to use it. Adam just showed it to you on his camera. And the book is filled, purpose, goals, your 30-day plan, 90-day plan, year plan, 5-year plan. This is what you need. So stand by. We'll be back in a sec if you're a binge listening or watching. So why isn't everyone in network marketing? That's next on Living Your Life Well Planned. 80/20/365, a time management system to help you achieve your goals and dreams in 2021 and beyond. We all have the same amount of time. Our results depend where we invest it. 80/20/365, living your life well planned.